Welcome back to THB Sports Weekly. I'm Herald Bolton sports editor George Bremer, and we're here this week at Franklin High School with girls basketball coach Stephan Hamaker. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Glad to have the time to be able to do it.
Coach, how much fun has this season been so far to watch this team evolve and, on a 7-game winning streak, seeing things come together, seeing the kids grow together on the floor?
Yeah, it's been a blast to have the opportunity to coach these girls. They've got a great team attitude. They really enjoy being around one another. They work really hard in the gym when we're not just in games, and they want to improve. They're not satisfied with where they're at. Great group of girls to be around, and really looking forward to the rest of the season.
I know expectations have been high for some of these kids going back into middle school, because you obviously knew the talent that they had. How, especially with Destiny Knight and with Sydney Tucker, how have they handled that transition to the varsity level?
Well, they've handled the transition very well. Last year they both had a little bit of a learning curve as freshmen. Their sophomore season has been above where I thought they would be, even that quick into their sophomore season. Really impressed with not only their work ethic, but their desire to get better, their desire to help be leaders, even though they're only sophomores. We've got some great senior leaders, but they definitely chip in when they need to.
There's been some big wins, obviously. You got a big win over your rival in Lapel, but are maybe the most important victories right now the Central Indiana Conference games?
Yeah, we're looking at our conference. We think that we have an opportunity to compete for first place in that. We still have some really tough tests with Blackford coming up, Madison Grant, Oak Hill this Saturday, Mississinawa. We're only 3-0, so we've got 4 more big opponents, and there's no doubt in my mind that they're all going to bring their A game against us, and they want the opportunity to beat us. Madison Grant's currently 2-0 in the conference as well.
I know most coaches are trying to break it down into 3 title opportunities. You have your conference season, you have your county season, and then hopefully you get a chance to play for a sectional championship. County's also now getting pretty close to being right around the corner. Do you think it's going to be an exciting year for that tournament?
Oh yeah, I think the county tournament has a lot of possibilities. I think this might be honestly one of the first years where there's not just a heavy favorite. I would say right now Pendleton is the favorite because they're the defending champions. We played them earlier this year there. They were definitely the better team that night. They beat us by 8. We'd love to have another opportunity to play them in the Madison County tournament. However, we've got a pretty big test with Lapel first, and we definitely aren't going to look ahead or look past anyone to get to that game. So we know that we've got to take it one game at a time.
Does the schedule kind of set up nicely because you've had big games here and there? Does it build kind of nicely to these championship opportunities?
Oh, absolutely. Early first couple games were just kind of good for us to get our feet wet a little bit, and then we've had some nice tests on the road and at home. And as we go into this month of January, and starting with the Lapel game that we had last week, Eastbrook at Eastbrook, tonight Wapahani, and then we've got Oak Hill this weekend at Eastern Hancock over Christmas break, then Lapel, Madison County Tourney. So we know that we're in the meat of our schedule right now, and we feel really good about the fact that we're getting this level of competition in this many games. We believe that's what's gonna surge us past some of the other teams, is the fact that we've got some tough competition throughout the month, and the end of January doesn't look any better either. We know that we're going to have a tough road all the way through.
We've seen what this community is capable of. I mean, you just need to look at the boys' team's run last year to get an idea of that. What does that mean, as a coach and as for the players, when the fan support can be so overwhelming?
Well, it can put a little stress on you, that's for sure, especially when people stop you and say, hey, you're going to do big things this year. We can't buy into that because nothing's just going to happen for us. We've got to work. We got to work every single day. We got to try to get better every single day. We'd love to have that fan support into the postseason as well, and there's no doubt in my mind that this community would give it to us. But fact of the matter is, it's not just going to happen for us. We're going to have to create our own destiny, and we're going to have to play hard throughout.
What do you think it's going to take for the rest of the season for this to be a successful year for the Eagles?
We're going to have to stay healthy. That's a big thing right now. We're fighting a couple little dings and a couple little scrapes, and health is going to be a big issue, but then also the desire to get better, not to feel content with where we're currently at, because it's easy to do, especially when you go on a streak like that. We want to make sure that we're continuing to work hard, try to strive for new goals, and keep our end goals in mind.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us, Coach. And when we come back, we'll be with Sydney Tucker and Destiny Knight.
Want to know how your team did? Follow at THB Sports on Twitter for the latest scores, stories, videos, updates, and more.
We're back here at Frankton High School with sophomores Destiny Knight and Sydney Tucker. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I didn't know. I asked Coach this earlier, but how much fun has this season been for you guys coming together as a team and growing together, and then obviously going out and getting some wins?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really fun. I mean, we play as a family. Like, we don't leave anybody out. I mean, we make sure at least everybody gets a turn to, like, shoot. I mean, we don't leave anybody hanging or anything like that. We're always there for each other.
Mm-hmm. This is our second year with Coach Hamaker, and it's like our chemistry bond has gotten a lot stronger this year, definitely. And with our little freshman Sierra, she's come in and stepped up a little bit. I think we've been playing really good as a team, and it's been really fun.
I know the expectations were high even back when you were in middle school. People knew you were coming. They knew what you could do. Has it been tough to transition to varsity? Is this year easier maybe than the freshman year?
I think this year is a lot easier than freshman year, but it's also we started, like me and Destiny, we started as freshmen with a new coach, so that was a lot harder. But it was still pretty easy. Like, this year's easier for sure.
Well, I mean, freshman year, like, you're nervous, you're like scared about everything. People are stronger than you, like they're gonna push you around and stuff like that. So yeah, sophomore year has been a lot better.
Just kind of getting used to, getting accustomed to the varsity game, I guess, would make you a lot more comfortable. Any of what happened last year with the boys team, does that inspire you guys at all when you see how far they went? Do you start thinking, hey, before I leave here, I'm going to make a run like that too?
It has definitely inspired me, honestly. I think it'd be so much fun to play with that type of atmosphere, like all the people there screaming for you, and I think it'd be a really good experience as a team, like being with our team and everything.
Honestly, yeah, that inspires me a lot. I mean, honestly, I feel like we could go far. Yeah.
And obviously you had a little bit of a front row seat there with Maurice and able to kind of see what was going on behind the scenes. Did you talk to him at all about what that was like?
I mean, kind of, but not really. I mean, he said he liked it and stuff. It was a good chance and stuff like that.
Great experience.
Yeah, he liked it a lot.
What's been the key so far for this team this year? Why have you been successful so far?
Definitely team chemistry, definitely.
Yeah, what she said.
What do you think going forward? What's it going to take to make sure that the Eagles have a successful season?
Limiting turnovers and defense. We always do that in practice. We defensive drills, everything.
Yeah, defense.
All right, well, thanks a lot for joining us, and good luck the rest of the way. Thanks again for watching, and as always, you can keep up to date with all the local action at heraldbulletin.com or follow us on Twitter at THB Sports.